Hi, I'm Colin, and in this video we're going to talk about 4 different ways to remove a paving stone. Now the first method we're going to talk about is the most primitive, and that's a pair of flathead screwdrivers, because everybody's got them, right? If you're in a pinch, a couple of flathead screwdrivers do a pretty good job at pulling up an older paving stone. All you have to do is find 2 flathead screwdrivers that you care a little bit less about, because they can get bent or chipped during the process. They can also chip or crack that paving stone you're working with, so just be a little bit careful. If you put them on opposing ends, just start kind of prying up on the paver ever so slightly all around the perimeter of that thing. Take a mallet and bounce around the paving stones around that paving stone you're trying to pull up. You should be able to work that thing up enough to grab it with your fingers and pull it out of the spot. Now the second method, if you don't have screwdrivers or you don't want to break them up, is a putty knife and or margin trowel. Now these work a lot like the screwdriver in the fact that you're just going to use them to pry up that paving stone. The benefit of the putty knife or trowel is that you have a lot more surface area to be in contact with that paver for more pryability. It's just the same thing. You take them, put them on opposing ends, start prying up on that paver, use a soft mallet to kind of bounce the feel of the pavers around it to help pry up that paving stone. If you're getting a lot of resistance and your sand is dry, you might want to squirt it with some water, hit with the hose. That provides some lubrication. Once you have enough surface area to grab onto with your fingers, you can typically pull the paving stone out safe and sound. So the third method we're going to demonstrate and talk about is the use of a tool called an extractor, a paver extractor. This one is made by Probst Tools. They make a lot of different paving stone tools and retaining wall tools, but there are a few other products kind of similar to it. What it does, it has these 2 shims on the bottom. These shims slide into your paver joints just like your screwdriver or putty knife. You then apply pressure with the contraption here, and then you can apply leverage and lift up the paving stone with a lot more ease than a screwdriver or putty knife. So the last method we're going to talk about today is with the use of a vacuum lift. Now these are really a pro level style of tool to use for lifting up paving stones, but there may be a local landscape yard or rental yard that will have one available to you as a homeowner to rent or borrow. What we're going to do is hook up this vacuum unit from Pave Tool Innovators. We're going to use a small pad on the end of what's called a T-handle to lift and remove this paving stone. If while we're wiggling and removing this paving stone we have a lot of resistance because of the sand, it might be beneficial to remove some of that joint sand around the perimeter of the paving stone to have less interlock to make it easier to pull up. Now a little pro tip, no matter which of these methods you choose, if you're getting a lot of resistance from a paving stone coming up out of those joints and the sand in the joints is kind of hard when you touch it with a screwdriver or a putty knife, it may be polymeric sand. Now polymeric sand has a lot of benefits, but the disbenefit is it's very hard to remove those paving stones. You'll want to make sure you break down the polymeric sand in the joints with something like xylene or SureStrip from SUK SureBond to help soften them up to be able to get that paving stone out of there to replace it with a new one or different one. If you have any other hardscapes projects coming up, make sure you check out our library videos on our YouTube or the blogs on our website.